Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand final of the League of Legends division here at Respawn LAN 2013. My name is ColdBlood, and I'll be bringing this game to you solo because my co-casters have all died of exhaustion. So hopefully they can cover some more games with me tomorrow night. But I digress. I'm here to cover the grand final between Royal Genesis and Strength in Numbers. So we'll go ahead and jump right on in to the champion selection. Just quickly get the Summoner Black out there just so the players can't ghost each other. So Royal Genesis, they are on the left hand side. We just saw them take out I'm just trying to think. Royal Genesis and Outcast. Outcast put up a great show, but unfortunately they get knocked out in the semi-finals, and it will now be Royal Genesis and the champions of last year's Respawn, who have gone undefeated in any series. It is Strength in Numbers. All of these guys are really cool. I've been able to talk to them. It was great. We actually had an interview with Strength in Numbers and their opponents Fibonacci 5 earlier on, which was really cool. Hopefully I can get an interview with Royal Genesis. So we are into the champion select here. The Royal Genesis guys on the left-hand side have banned out J4, Kassadin, and Malphite. So really targeting Zodiac there. They do not want him snowballing his team out of control. And they've banned out Kassadin from Ulzon 1, who has already locked in the Ari. So for Strength in Numbers, they've decided to ban out Shen, Vayne, and Blitz. It's a bit strange when you try and pronounce Shen and Vayne at the same time. Pretty standard bans there. They did say that they just ban out whatever's overpowered, and they've done a pretty good job of that. So Royal Genesis have locked in the Thresh, who was played to perfection by UC Australia. Did a great job on him last time. Amumu and Oriana also making a return, as is Caitlyn. So the only one that could potentially be different here is the Aurelia. So they're deliberating on the top lane. Will be going against a Zac. So they need someone who can scale really well with farm and deal with Zac. Aurelia has inbuilt sustain. That would be a fantastic pick. Both champions pretty much mainly melee. Both of them having dashes, although Zac's is much stronger, obviously. And they will let this tick through. So Aurelia will be making her first appearance right here in the grand final. So we'll have a look at the composition of Strength in Numbers. They have the Ari, and of course Ulzon 1, very proficient so far. He will be able to snowball his team very well. Bread and Execute going to be up at the top lane. In the jungle it will be the Vi Zodiac, a very accomplished Vi player who has been practicing a lot recently, and it definitely shows. Going to be looking for him to make a big impact in these games. And the bottom lane will consist of the Ezreal Lulu. Lulu is actually one of my favorite champions, so I'm really glad that she's finally been picked. She is amazing, particularly when you're against bad Silvers. So, of course, that's not what Strength in Numbers are against. I just abuse her in the solo queue. Really enjoy getting free elo with her. So, we are now going to be moving into the loading screen momentarily. We'll be able to reveal the summoners and talk about what both teams will be packing. Just waiting here. If you can hear noise in the background, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. There is the Throne of Games celebration going on. They're handing out door prizes and all kinds of good stuff. So I will be turning off the Summoner Blackout here, and we can see Brandon Execute has decided to take teleport like he has at every game we've cast of his tonight. He's also only played Malphite up until now, so he really loves the tanky champions that he can just sit on and farm and then teleport in and engage and just be ridiculous. He will be going against Mr. Loves to Spooge on the Aurelia. Hopefully he has a skin for her, because she has some very nice looking skins. Uberleet, he was very good on the Oriana, got some very clutch shockwaves, also blew a few on just one person, but he is quite accomplished, particularly with the diving potential of the Amumu Thresh backing him up. Bubble Tea, Zanex, very good on the Amumu, doesn't miss too many bandage tosses, and always does ridiculously strong ults. So we'll be looking forward to that. Stealthy Asian and UC Straya taking their champions from the third game of the series that I just covered. Very good on both those champions. Stealthy Asian is a very strong Caitlyn. He's picked up quite a few sneaky kills with the ace in the hole. And yeah, so we've seen what Thresh and Caitlyn are capable of. Lulu Ezreal has a lot of poke and decent wave clear, but not the best. So we'll have a look at the runes and masteries of particularly Brandon Execute on the Zac. He plays a it is going to be the same runes and mastery setup that he takes on Malphite. So he's just going to be looking to start a passive lane up at top, which Mr. loves to spooge. He's either he's getting a lifesteal bonus, magic resist, AD, armor, so a nice rounded out page. And you don't normally see this on Aurelia, actually. You normally see them go more tanky. So this Aurelia is going to be doing quite a bit of damage early on. That passive lane may not come out for Brandon. So Zodiac and Bubble Tea Zanex, both very accomplished junglers. They are on Vi and Amumu respectively. Going to be creating a lot of opportunities here, I feel, as someone tries to add me. We'll accept him, why not? And there's not too much else to talk about, really. The level 1 power of both teams, I'd say they're both good at defending. Although we did see in the previous game, Royal Genesis, they did get the first blood with a nice Thresh hook within the first 2 minutes of the game, which I think went on to the AD carry. It was very well done. We'll have to see if they try and replicate that feat. Strength in numbers, they've got a very strong defensive lineup with the Orianna able to charm to try and get people out. Zac's able to hop away. Ezreal able to check bushes and do a lot of damage at a lot of long range with his Mystic Shot. And of course Halski on the Lulu, he's a very strong support. He knows exactly where to throw his skills to make them have maximum impact. And the Glitter Lance, 80% slow at all ranks. Leveling it up only increases the duration. Apparently there's boxes going on at the stage. So we are now into the skin battle, everybody. Just waiting for my computer to load up here. We'll be able to see what is rock. So here we go, people are starting to load in. We have Pharaoh, Mumu, Sown Chaos, Orianna, Arctic Warfare, Caitlyn, they're all making a return. Aviator, Aurelia, the only skin that doesn't make her... Oh, I guess our other skins aren't really sexualized, but Aviator's like as covered as you can get. Very unsexualized skin. Bittersweet Lulu coming out, that face only beaten in creepiness by base Nunu. And what's the poppy skin? There's a poppy skin that's really creepy. I think Lollipoppy. That's a terrifying one. So it looks like Royal Genesis going to take away the skin battle in the 4v3. The Pharaoh Mumu being very cool by Bubble Tea. And yeah, so Summoner Spells. Aurelia packing a lot of damage early on, packing the 21-9 and the Ignite. Brandon Execute, I feel like he's going to have a very tough time here. Zodiac, though, he has a very strong strategy where he rushes to level 3, goes top, sets Brandon Execute up to have a good game, and then just humps mid and gets the Diamond 1 player Orzon rolling, so he can then go get the rest of the team rolling. I do recommend you guys go and check out the interview once it's up with the purple team here, Strength in Numbers, as well as their opponents of a very close series, Fibonacci 5. And we should be starting any second here now. I'm being told that the sausage sizzle's being handed out, and I can't do it because I'm doing a grand final. And SuperRoach holding it up, tempting me because he's a jerk. Ragnarok saying no as well. So who are we waiting for? Orzon on the Ari. Hopefully he stops streaming his explicit streams. We had the organizer yelling at people earlier on for torrenting stuff during during the LAN, and it was really mucking up the internet. When we started off, we couldn't connect to Google or Facebook or League of Legends or anything like that. It really sucked. We could get to Steam and stuff, but they had to open up the ports. So if you guys prefer Dota 2 to LoL, I invite you to go over to GameStar TV3. It will be happening pretty soon. The semi-final has just ended, and it looks like the Radiant going to take that away, which is the Dota 2 equivalent of the blue team. So it looks like it will be Centrelink proudly sponsored by Centrelink versus MTS ES2. So if you prefer Dota 2, head on over to GTV 3. If you prefer to see what happens in the grand final of LoL, stay right here. And we should be into the first game in the best of 3 momentarily. It was going to be a best of 5, but it's 1 a.m. or something ridiculously late. So we settled for a best of 3 instead. And Rag's saying solo casting sucks. Yeah, the League 1 is best of 3 as well, Rags. So still waiting for Orzon to load up here. He's taking his time. I'm not sure what's going on. He was loading quicker earlier on. Yeah. Sorry guys, not much to talk about. It's been a really exhausting day. Got here 10 a.m. this morning. It's been, 14 or so hours since I got here. 15 hours now. I've been going all out. Where I mistook Jeff Ragnarok for Brett SuperRoach. But we got it sorted out in the end. It was all good. Orzon's still at the 98%. Still waiting at 99. Still waiting for Orzon to load in here. Being laughed at again. I've been laughed at a few times today.
We love you, ColdBlood. We love you. Is that a yes or a no? No?
I'm doing the grand final. I'm not sure where Kit's been. He's been gone for like an hour or something. Yeah, he was stuffed, so he might have gone. Okay, so Orzon finally at 100%. Hopefully in another year's time we'll be into the game. The poor players would have had to wait around this entire time. So we can have a look at the icons, who's everyone's going for. Looks like from left across to right, bottom to top to bottom, it is SKT1. I could not tell you who that one is. It must be a Chinese team or something. SKT1 again, TSM. Mindski, who are a Chinese team. I think they're doing all right. And then there's Gambit and the Ash clan in Freljord. And that's who everyone's going for. So things quieting down here at the Respawn LAN. Both the grand finals going to be starting soon. And still waiting for Orzon to load in, or maybe just the game to start itself up. We should be moving in any second now. Just trying to figure out what's going on in the room. Sorry, guys. Okay, finally in. We're good. Okay, so gonna be fixing up the UI quickly. Really sorry for the delay there, guys. I got no idea what that's about. Won't even try to make excuses for it. So there we go. No, not quite yet. There we go. Everyone's in the right spot now. So on the left-hand side here, fighting for their grand final spot, it will be Royal Genesis. A pause goes out and instantly resumes. So it's Diamond 1, called by Sneaky Asian or Stealthy Asian. So, representing Royal Genesis tonight, it will be Stealthy Asian on the Caitlyn, his partner in crime, UC Australia on the Thresh, Mr. Loves to Spooge playing in the Aurelia at the top lane, Uberleet on the Oriana, and rounding out their team will be Bubble Tea Zinx. And SuperRoach has just joined me. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. ColdBlood, I'm just checking if my microphone's working okay.
Nope, still can't hear anything.
Okay.
You'll have to talk into mine again.
No, all good. I was just going to talk about the strength in numbers. Is that
yes,
on the side? Yep. So we've got SG Halski playing Lulu. We've got Sulzon playing Ezreal. We've got SG Zodiac playing V, very good player. And then we've got Brandon Execute playing Zac. And then we've got Azulini playing Ahari.
Orzon 1, I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
Orzoni. It might be Orzoni. Might have been calling him wrong the whole time.
It's open for interpretation.
I'm glad you're with me, SuperRoach.
Yeah.
I was running out of things to talk about in the loading
screen.
Oh,
that's fine, man. You can only solo cast for so long. There's only so much brown stuff
Ragnarok
you can
been
use.
doing it all day.
I'm just watching Halski just play around the bushes here. It's quite entertaining.
Yeah, he's skipping back and forth. Both the teams, I think they're respecting each other by staying right the hell away. I guess the best strategy is just to not mess with the enemy at all. Zodiac going to be starting off at the blue buff. His counterpart, Bubble T Zinx, also going to be starting at the blue buff. So Zodiac is probably going to head top as soon as that goes off. The ward has been picked up by Mr. Loves to Spooge, and he has boots. That is a very smart decision. He's going to be able to not only outrun but tell when Vi is going there. Wouldn't be surprised to see the ward go down about 320 into the game.
It's very precise, ColdBlood. Very precise.
Well, that'll be around the time that Vi will kill Red, and if Zodiac continues his pattern, we'll be heading on up to the top lane. So they're already having a bit of a punch-off. I think both of them know that something could be going down relatively soon, and the more damage they can inflict on the other, the better.
Do you think, like, compared to the last few matches I was watching, which was Outcast versus, what's the other side name?
We were casting. I'm trying to think of what the
it's mainly the late night stuff.
Yeah,
memory,
it was Outcast versus Royal Genesis.
Royal Genesis, that's it. It was much more of a defensive game. Do you think this will be any different?
I think both these teams are going to respect each other in the game one. Looks like Zodiac has decided to switch it up a bit, farming out, not heading for the top lane. Must have realised that there was a ward up there. Hopefully Brandon letting him know about that. Rags putting up some explicit images up on the screen, trying not to look at them. Bubble T Zinx looks like he had a failed gank down at the bottom lane, or it may not have been failed. A lot of damage went down. Actually, the flash was blown on Ezreal, so I'm really sorry I missed that, guys, but Ezreal's flash already being blown early on. Very good for Royal Genesis.
Watching a bit of tomfoolery going on there as Ulzon won, as I look at the font there and dispel the name there.
Oh, it is a 1. I was right the whole time.
You were. Well done, ColdBlood. Well done.
Okay, Bubble T Zinx, he is going to finally depart from the bottom lane. Zodiac has been farming this entire time, 15 to 6. Actually quite significant, 200 gold in the lead. Strength in numbers here. As Royal Genesis being forced to farm under tower in both their solo lanes, or close to, if not fully under the tower. And Caitlyn Thresh again pushing forward very much. Zodiac is going to be going into the bush here. Oh, this is not what the blue team want to see. Orianna falling very low in the mid lane. I believe that Bubble T is there. Zodiac, we're going to see if we can get this found away. Lantern gets him out of there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it looks like Orianna falling very low despite the gank from Bubble T. So very well done by both the junglers having an impact.
Indeed, ColdBlood. I was just looking there. I got fixated on the middle bit with Uberlead and Azul 1. Uberlead was a bit more of an aggressive person in the last matches I was watching, and now a lot more of a defensive thing. They've changed up their roles.
He has to be careful against Ari. Ari can blow a kiss at you, and you'll walk harmlessly towards her, and then she just bursts you down and instantly kills you.
Oh, that's cool.
She's quite the seductress.
Yeah. It's very well done there. We've got a bit of stealth strategy, I think, going on there. Mr. Loves to Spooge as well as Brandon Execute. I've never seen that kind of character. It's Stretch Armstrong with League of Legends.
Yeah, he's very full of himself, the Zach. He has a passive that when he dies, he separates into 4 blobs and they try to join together again. And if they do, he just revives.
Oh, wow.
So you got to try and kill the blobs before they rejoin.
Yeah.
So Ulzon, he's quite low. He does have the flash available. Uberlead going to miss the command attack into dissonance there. Ulzon trying to last hit with the auto attack of Ari, not going to do too much. As Bubble T, man, he has been setting up a few tents around, and it's not been doing him much good. Still 13 to 24 CS of Zodiac doing very well. Zodiac going to be standing on top of the ward there. As Bubble T heading on up here, they don't know that, the blue team, Royal Genesis, they're aware that Vi is there, but Strength in Numbers not aware that Amuma's there. They are now that he has walked into the lane. Both junglers going to start up the recall. Both of them just still rocking the machete. 960 gold on the Vi, who goes back, picks up her Spirit Stone, gets some boots, and wards in a few pots, so loaded up on consumables there. So we're looking down at the bottom lane here. 13 CS advantage to Stealthy Asian already. Poor Sulzon, he was telling me earlier, Roach, he doesn't actually like playing AD carry. He much prefers solo lane, so he's kind of forced into a role he doesn't like too much.
Doing it for the team, I guess?
Yeah, taking one for the team.
That's way more important than playing to your strengths.
Yeah, or you got to balance it, I guess. It's a balancing act. So Ari has picked herself up the Chalice of Harmony, also has the Doran's Ring in there. That's a good ARAM start. I like to do that. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, Rochi.
No.
As Stealthy Asian and UC Stray are going to head back here. Caitlin rocking 1500, so she decides to go Pickaxe and another Doran's Blade. Instead of the outright BS Sword, she wants to continue domination of this lane. Meanwhile, Ruby Crystal being picked up by the Ezreal there, working towards the Phage and eventually the Trinity Force. Going to make it much better once he has the passive of the Phage to get away from Caitlyn if he does land a Mystic Shot. Zodiac is going to place a ward over the brush, and they definitely want to contest this blue here, Rochi.
Indeed, I'm just watching Zodiac's just retreated there. He's noticed that, Splooge and Bubbles are in the right spot, and he's like, no, I'm just going to go back later. Well, actually, no.
Oh, he's forcing...
What's going to go on here?
He's putting a lot of pressure on. They have a ward down there. The red team knows that, Hang on, sorry.
The Spooge just couldn't do any damage to Zodiac either. Just like, one hit. Okay, well, I could deal with that.
No, Aurelia definitely needs some items before he manages to get out. They eventually do secure their blue buff. Scumbag Brandon Execute just kind of pinging that there's someone missing while Aurelia was banging on top. Oh, there is a ward. Oh, Zorlon. Nice steal. Spirit rushes forward. He does miss the charm. Is he going to use the last spirit? Oh, wow, he's going to go all in. Forces the flash from Bubble Tea Zinix. Beautiful play there from Orzon as the blue buff going to be picked up by Zodiac. Fantastic play from the reigning champion, Strength in Numbers.
Well done for them indeed. I'm just looking at the bottom here with Halsky and Sills on there, just putting in a couple of shots of UC Straya, just telling me, okay, you're going into my turf here. We've got a tower here. You sure you want to take us on? Silson's like, oh, this hurts. Gets hooked by a chain, and Halsky is like, okay, whatever. I don't have much to do here.
There's
a bit of a retreat, right, ColdBlood?
Yeah, it's very smart by Royal Genesis to force the fight. Here, they're both level 6. They've both picked up their ultimates, whereas the Ezreal and Lulu have not yet hit level 6. Ezreal does have the True Shot Barrage available now. As someone's falling low. Brandon in the top lane. He's going. Oh, loves the Spooge. Going to be forced to flash out by the Let's Bounce. Zach just bouncing around there. Doesn't have his passive propped. I think he would have been fine, honestly. He does have both the flash and the teleport available. As there's retreat pings going on from the blue team. They know that Zodiac is there. He must have walked past that pink ward just as it's about to time out here, Rochi.
I was about to say, are they aware of the Zodiac thing, but you cleared that up there for me. That's the bottom there is the Strength in Numbers guys are living up to their name of 3 on 2 here.
Oh, Halsky going to be forced in, but the Wild Growth comes out. Australia going to be first blooded here. Well done by the red team to bait that in. Halsky using the Wild Growth there to survive. Top lane looking very aggressive. Mid lane being dominated by Orzon at the moment. That blue buff steal definitely helping out. Oh, the flash Spirit Rush by Orzon to try and interrupt the recall. Not going to be successful. Orzon has used all the charges of his Spirit Fire. Bubble Tea, Zinix gonna go back in, blow the curse of the Sad Mummy, but the Foxfire picks it up after the Orb of Deception does damage. And
it's all good.
Beautiful play by the red team here as Brandon Execute going to be forced into the passive. The blobs have to reconnect before Aurelia can take them all down. Mr. Loves the Spooge. He has to get out of there right the heck now. Brandon Execute has reformed and going to go back to punching things in the face.
Punching things are good. After that first kill, ColdBlood, it took 10 minutes to get there, and now another one's happened within the minute of it. I think they're going to start flowing.
Yeah, the Strength in Numbers guys, they are the reigning champions, and they're showing why in this game, taking control early on, 2,000 gold lead. But we have seen Royal... I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember their name. Royal Genesis. Royal Genesis.
It's
I'm going to say it a few
because they
times.
said Royal G. We've been using that.
Yeah,
so much.
Royal G, yeah. They're naming the lobbies that and stuff. They're making it so hard for me.
Yeah.
So, Bubble Tea Zinix, he was forced to blow the Curse of the Sad Mummy to try and pick up a kill on Ari, although Orzon was smart and did not pull tower aggro too early on here. Halsky, he's headed up to the mid lane. He does have the Wild Growth available now, and Zodiac will be coming in. He has the Assault and Battery. Uberleet is in so much trouble if he doesn't back the heck off. He knows that Zodiac there. He does not know that Halsky is there, and this could be really bad. The charm gets avoided, and that will save him for the time being, as he uses the last charge of that Spirit Rush to get away from Amumu.
It could have went there with Ulzon 1 being in a bit of trouble, but again, looking at bottom, not much happening here at the moment. You see Australia and Stealthy Asian staying right next to each other and waiting to see for Sulzon there. Get some shots off. Got a couple of shots. Sulzon's like, nope. Well, you want to bring the fire? Show us what you've got.
Oh, Zodiac. Oh, going to be whiffle skiffle there. Nicely done by Mr. Loves to Switch. Going to get assault and battery and let's bounce. He doesn't have flash, I believe. He's going to try and retreat to his tower. Does he have the equilibrium strike? No, he doesn't. And Brandon Execute going to pick out that kill. He is so tanky, able to tank that tower as long as needed.
Yes, indeed, ColdBlood. It's like watching Brandon Extreme smash through even the creeps. And when he gets up to someone, he's like, wow, okay, whatever. I'm just going to keep getting some kills going on. Looking at Ulzon 1, getting some regen going on.
Team's turret
Is
has
that
been
regen or
destroyed.
teleport?
That is teleporting back to the base to regen.
Got
So
it.
the first tower going down in the mid there, Ulzon getting the recall off. Just as that happens, he's getting closer and closer to the DFG that Aries love to amplify their damage right up. The Phage and the Mana Crystal picked up by Ezreal there on Sulzon, supported by Ahalski with his nice wild growth baiting abilities. Straya doesn't yet have his Philosopher's Stone, but we know he is very good at landing those hooks. He just needs to land one when there's not a Vi waiting off to the wings.
It's not quite Mike Tyson.
No, indeed.
No. So I'm watching Ulzon 1 was chasing Uberlead here in the middle off around, and well, she's gone back to farming, taking off the creeps in there in the middle, and Uberlead's run off. That's a bit of an odd thing there. You can see like strength in numbers are getting a bit more aggressive now.
Oh! Bubble Tea Xenex going to be taking a lot of burst damage, has been ignited. Spirit Rush going to go off. Oh, nice shockwave onto Ulzon, and the ignite goes down. So much damage coming out from Ulzon. He's actually going to be able to pick up that kill. Will he be able to pick up Bubble Tea? No, he has to back off. And Mr. Loves a Spooge is going to come in here at the bottom lane. We can see the flash out by Stealthy Asian. Box goes out from Straya. Going to be very nicely done there. And actually pick up a cheeky little kill on Halski there.
Great kill though.
Yeah, it was very well done by Stealthy Asian, abusing Caitlyn's massive strength by shooting out a net and killed over Peacemaker at the same time. Ulzon not only manages to escape from Aurelia, but also Flash Charm by Ulzon. That was fantastic killing spree. Picked up by Ari. Apologies, guys. SuperRoach is communicating to the event organizers, so I'll have to go solo just for a little bit here. Ulzon 1 having a fantastic game, 3-0 on Ari. Does he have enough for the DFG? Not quite yet. He could get the Fiendish Codex as Zodiac going to be moving up. Lantern is used to get Stealthy Asian out of there and just run straight back in. No Zodiac is recalling. He could throw out the Pills over Peacemaker, decides not to. Still has the cleanse available should he require it. And the top tower also falling quite low here, Rochi, if you're able to talk.
Yes, I'm just looking at watching Uberlead run away from his regroup up at the bottom. There, these steam trains.
Oh! And the Piltover's finest coming down on top of Caitlyn. Double kill picked up by Strength in Numbers down at the bottom lane. The top tower looking very unhealthy as Brandon Execute trying to get the push on. Mr. Loves to Spooge is doing his best to defend that out now. And Ulzon 3 levels ahead of Uberlead is definitely in his hands as Dragon going to go down to Strength in Numbers. And this is turning into quite the freight train here. Freight train.
It could be a freight train if it turns around.
Freight train,
Quite
frightening
scary.
train.
Meanwhile, Bubby TZX is looking around going, hang on, there be dragons.
Oh, that is not what he wanted to see. If he gets the charm, will Ari blow the kiss? She does miss it, but the Spirit Rush is going to go forward. Ari may not be able to get this. Amumu looking quite tanky. Actually, I think Ulzon may be in trouble here. Will the snipe get him? Just barely doesn't. Oh, but Uberlead is there. Oh! Wild Growth Shockwave goes in. Will Ulzon fall out? He does a lot of damage to Uberlead, and he barely manages to get out. Halski,
So close.
like a bro. Wild Growth's his ally. The True Shot Barrage not connecting there as the top tower finally going to be going down. 2 pieces of infrastructure down for Strength in Numbers. They are 7,000 gold in the lead at the 16-minute mark, Rochi. I don't need to know much about statistics to tell you that that is not a good situation to be in.
You don't have to be a mathematician to know.
Oh, Brandon Execute going to get the teleport in. He's not going to land the slingshot. Box goes off. The flash lets bounce goes off by Brandon Execute. They really should be aiming Caitlyn here. The tower going to go on to Halski. That was terribly... what's the word?
17 minutes in, by the way, ColdBlood, and Sally 2-7.
Oh, the hook comes out by UC Straya as the passive is available for Zach here. Although Stealthy Asian was off to the side. Looks like Aurelia picks up a kill. Oh, he barely gets out with 14 HP. So the bare escape of Brandon execute there. Looks like Mr. Loves the Spooch tower diving poor Vi and picking up the kill. So we definitely can't count out Royal Genesis yet.
Tower taken down the bottom there as well, ColdBlood.
Yeah, so simultaneous towers taken down. There's still 5,000 or so in the deficit, but that is the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the very first step. And that was definitely a very strong first step for them.
That was pretty cheesy.
I know. I just wanted to get that in somewhere. It makes me sound philosophical.
It's like saying, you should walk, a mile in someone else's shoes. That way, if you don't like it, you walk it a mile away. And,
yeah, you're a mile away and you have the shoes.
Yeah. It's win-win. So I'm watching our Bubble Teasy next, grouping up with Uberly.
Oh, that is not what he wanted to see. Ari is just all over the place. There's going to be no escape from that. He tries to blow his ultimate, and Uberly is going to take so much damage. He does the shockwave on top of himself. DMG goes off, ignite by Ulzon, and double kill picked up here. Will Mr. Spooch be able to get the blade surge off? Oh, it's close. He will manage to get that down. Charm going to go off. Nicely done by Halski to absorb the ace in the hole and get the wild growth off. Nice flash forward by Zodiac. Will he be able to get Mr. Loves to Spooge here? He's trying to charge up the punch. Halski going to get the charm off, which barely saves his life. Charm being dodged there. Zodiac actually going to turn around. Zulzen picks that up, and Stealthy Asian running for his life. But there's nothing that can be done here. Double kill for the Ezreal. The whole time Brandon execute pushing at the top lane, and it looks like this may be a very quick game one here.
Such great dodging there, ColdBlood as well, though. By even though he got taken down, he'd be pretty proud of what he's done there. Even though he's pretty stressed with the current situation of the kills.
Yeah, he should be proud of himself. That was very well done to almost get out of there. Just couldn't manage it in the end. Ari is becoming a real well, not becoming, more like steamrolling away.
What do you think of the current lane situation with the blue side? It's very hub style, 2-1-2.
Yeah, they're losing all of their infrastructure at the moment. Just the map-wide pressure from the strength in numbers guys looking so strong. Bandage toss misses on Brandon execute. He does have the cell division available. He just catapults himself over the wall. Thresh goes down to the Ezreal. We'll need to see if Zach gets taken down. No. The Stealthy Asian, his support has gone down. Zodiac, is he going to go back in? Misses the Vault Breaker, and Stealthy Asian just going to net his way out of there. He does have the ace in the hole available, but Halski, man, he has been on these wild growths like crazy.
Stealthy Asian there is taking a fair bit of damage just from creeps. It's kind of odd that Cable takes so much damage because of that. But meanwhile, you've got Solzon getting back to the spawn, and in the middle, we're about to see an attack, I think, from Ulzon versus Uberly.
Oh.
It's like got a bit conflicted there, right?
Poor Uberlead. He's never been able to get going. And Bubble T. Ulzon managed to shut them down by himself after Zodiac put the pressure in his lane that he needed. Ulzon, oh, beautiful Spirit Rush over the wall. He's going to pick up a red, and the dominating on the Caitlyn. Definitely in the wrong place at the wrong time there, Rochi, as the blue team, they look like they want to engage here. They have all four of their team with the, nice hook onto Ulzon. Death Sentence going to go off. Shockwave goes off, and Wild Growth going to be put on Ulzon, but it may be too little too late. Aurelia going to pick up the double buff and the 500 gold. Beautiful play by Royal Genesis.
They still held out very well against three people on one. They just couldn't react quick enough with their numbers there, which is uncharacteristic.
Oh, team fight going off. Mr. Loves the Spooch going to be sniped by a Mystic Shot there. Assault and Battery goes down onto Uberly. Curse of the Sad Mummy is brilliant. Will manage to get them out for the time being. Can Estrella face over the wall? He does indeed. Flash over the wall. Oh, jeez. That was fantastic by Zulzon. The bolt from the Arcane Shift picking him up the kill, and the whole time Brandon Execute just been up here punching away at the tower.
Lots of punches indeed. They're going for the dragon right now. ColdBlood. Easy. They're two down on the other side. What do you think they're going to do with that extra income?
Continue the train. Yeah, all's on,
Well,
man.
it's like we were thinking alike there.
Yeah, maybe because I've used it like several
Maybe it's
million
like a
times
train
tonight.
theme today.
Yeah. Or it's Throne of Games.
Just don't go off the rails, ColdBlood.
I'm trying to think of a comeback and I just can't. You got me beaten.
It's okay.
You win this round. Okay, so it
He'll
is.
always carry you.
I'm carrying you pretty hard right now, I think. I was going to say you colourful character because you've been colour casting, but that'd just be awful.
Oh,
Glad I didn't say that.
yeah, that would say.
So,
Olson's coming back again, ColdBlood. Do you reckon he's going to go for an attack or what?
he would be very bold to go in 1v3 like this, but he has Zodiac backing him up now. And the push is going on. He could Spirit Rush in and get the charm off Zodiac. Zoning him off by himself. He's in 1v4, but Ulzon has his back. Flash out by Stealthy Asian to get right the heck out of there. And Aurelia starting to get to the point where she becomes quite a monster. Oh, he's going to Spirit Rush in. Zodiac getting that off. Shockwave going to go off, but it's not going to help. Stealthy Asian falling to Zodiac there. As the push forward, the Flash Charm comes out. Uberleak going to dodge it for the time being. Bubble T, is he going to ult Ari under the tower? No. The surrender's going to come out here, SuperRoach. And game one will be going to strength in numbers.
That was very sudden.
Yeah, they just all of a sudden surrendered.
Yeah.
I think they're like, okay, this is done.
Oh man, that wasn't expected. Oh, do we have any doubts about MVP that match?
I think we will have to hand... I really want to give it to Husky. I think he did a fantastic job on Lulu. But I think I know what you're thinking here, Rochi.
Yeah. Ulzon just carried that so much.
Yeah.
Excellent attacks.
Constant 1v2s, he'd walk out with double kills.
Such constant harassment.
Yeah, very well done by him. I want to give a shout out to Brandon Execute with the 1-0-0 and still not having as much CS. It reminds me of, the Spider-Man meme where he's like, all of my friends are out and I'm just sitting here. It's kind of like
enjoying myself.
Yeah, where he's sitting 60 Spider-Man behind the desk.
Yeah.
My entire team's running around engaging. I'm just sitting here at top punching things.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be bringing you game 2 to see if Respawn will be swept up by strength and numbers, or if the what is their bloody name, SuperRoach?
Strength in numbers?
No, the other guys.
Oh, man, we're getting a bit tired.
Knight.
Not our cast.
Genesis? Knight
Royal Genesis.
Royal Genesis.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see if Royal Genesis can bring it back.
1
I'm really sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting so late. This is ColdBlood and SuperRoach signing out.